Are you still with me? Let's record this. All right, guys. For those who are just dialing in, my name is Tom Truong, and I have the pleasure of hosting Big Win Wednesday. This is the last part of our of our Big Win Wednesday, and in this section, it's about a revenue share fast start training program. And I've been with EXP now for 5 years. I just celebrated my 5-year anniversary, and I can share with you that over the last 5 years, I've managed to build an organization of over 1,100 agents spanning 37 states and 5 countries. Over the next 20 minutes, this is a whole hour program, but over the next 20 minutes, I'm going to share with you 22 slides and get through it quickly to basically share with you how you can follow a system that I've used for 5 years now. It's called the 222 system to build generational wealth and still sell a boatload of houses. So what's this 222 system? It's basically working with 2 buyers, 2 sellers, and then 2 agents each and every month to create a very well-rounded real estate lifestyle. Here's a disclaimer, because we're publicly traded and this is being recorded. And I don't know who's on here. Maybe the auditors from the SEC and the IRS and everyone's on here. The disclaimer is, just because I have done it doesn't mean that you will be able to do it. I'm not sure where you are in your business life, where you are in your career to command the respect, to follow a system, to do what it takes to put in the hours, so on and so forth, to achieve the levels of success that I have achieved. But what I can promise you is I'm holding back zero today to train you what it took me to get to basically $500,000 of residual income in 5 short years, and it's growing every day. Now, I can also tell you and share with you that there have been new agents who only heard of EXP about 2 years ago or 3 years ago or even a month ago, who's growing at even a faster pace than I have grown, than all these people on the calls have grown. And that's totally up to you. You could totally blow this thing out of the water, okay? So here's my system on how to attract agents in style while still selling a lot of houses, okay? We'll also focus on how you can consistently build your revenue share income business without sacrificing your sales business, because let's face it, if we don't sell real estate, there is no revenue share to split up among the agents who help the company grow. All right, so here's 6 proven steps to properly grow your agent attraction, otherwise known as revenue share business. Okay, before we do that, get into the 6 steps, I got to ask you, right? A lot of us are busy. Who has more time in the day than they know what to do with? No, all of us are very busy already. And so if you want to take this business seriously, the real estate business, the buying, the helping people buy, helping people sell, and then attracting agents to this organization, you've got to learn how to properly time block, okay? When will you prospect for your real estate business? When will you prospect for your agent attraction business? And when will you play and relax? Time blocking is everything from all successful people in any walks of life, okay? So let's assume for the moment that all of you are working full-time, okay? And full-time to me is anywhere between 30 hours to 51 hours a week. Boy, you know, I know when I first started real estate back in 2005 as a full-time real estate professional, I had burned the bridge from my financial background in the insurance business. I had burned the boats. I went in full-time and I had 6 months to make over a 6-figure income back in 2005. Otherwise, my family would starve. And I know I worked at least 51 hours a week because I had to master this real estate business, okay? So whether you work 39 or 51 or 61 or 80 hours a week, you've got to figure out a time block. And here's what I propose, okay? If it's 39 hours or 51 hours, you would want to basically time block and break it up into 3 sections. Well, 13 to 17 hours working with buyers, 13 to 17 hours working with sellers, and 13 to 17 hours working with agents. And that is a well-rounded time-blocked business to build 3 streams of income: buyers, sellers, and revenue share through agents, okay? Here's a little secret. It's a lot easier to attract high achievers, like the Rodrigos of the world, and the Tonys, and the Lisas, and the Barbara, and the Phillips, and the Pat Mannings of the world. It is a whole lot easier to attract high achievers than it is to attract lower achievers. As a matter of fact, you will grow 10 times faster. So what does it look like? Look, if you invested 2 hours a day listing agents instead of listing houses, you can look at this formula and have some level of success. So when I saw this business, I'm like, you know what? I was working 8 to 12 hours in real estate, and my sponsors, Tracy and Scott, says, Tom, if you just carve out 2 hours a day, instead of working with buyers and working sellers, carve out 2 hours to work with agents and list agents instead of list houses. Because when you do that, you get paid forever when you list an agent. Every time they close a house, close a deal, you get paid this residual income, about 2% off of the top on average. But when you list a house, you only get paid once. When you help a buyer buy a house, most likely you only get paid once. It's okay, unless you get really good with referrals, you're gonna only get paid once, okay? So if you spend 2 hours a day, times 5 days a week is 10 hours a week, times 4 weeks a month, times 4 weeks equals 40 hours a month. My formula is you will probably sponsor about 2 agents per month. And that, guys, is what I have been doing for basically the past 60 months. On average, about 2 agents a month. That only gives you about 100 or so agents, but that has transformed into a revenue share organization of over 1,100 agents, paying over $500,000 in residual revenue share income. Okay, so step number 1, be excited. Who thinks I'm excited right now, right? Be excited. Set the tone, set the stage, and it comes right through on a phone, on a Zoom call, or whatever. And then when you go to meet people in the field, make sure you look sharp, make sure that you smile, make sure that you learn their wants, needs, and desires. That's really important. You got to figure out what people want, what they need, what they desire. Don't talk about you. Don't pound your chest. Don't say how good I am. Figure out what it is that they need so you can pour into them. Boy, if you're here still now, the 16 of you who are still here now, that you have goals, you have dreams, you have desires. What is it that you're looking for? Hopefully this training program will set you on the right path to creating generational wealth and residual passive income, okay? Don't oversell our program. Our program is so good, you don't have to oversell it, okay? You just have to be able to clearly communicate the program like Lisa and Barbara and Tony did eloquently today, okay? And let people do their homework afterwards, okay? And like I said, enthusiasm trumps all. Step number 1 is be enthusiastic, okay? Number 2, make a list. Make a list of real estate agents that you're going to talk to. Well, where do you make a list? Where do you find these agents? Well, if you're out there selling houses 7 hours, 8 hours a day, you're meeting agents all the time. You're calling them to book appointments. You're seeing them at the open houses. You're going to industry meetings and you're going to events and stuff, and they're everywhere. Make sure you make a list and add them to your list. Okay. How about sharing and speaking in your local association? Maybe go on LinkedIn or Meta or Twitter and announce a training. Do something, for the community, and that's how you meet agents, because everyone's starving for information. Deliver great content and let people know that you're in the business. Okay, so those who serve while they're attracting agents really deserve. Okay. And you always want to continue to add to your list. Add real estate agents to your list. I meet agents every day, all week, all month. I add them and have conversations with them. Okay. Step 3, wealth chart. I'm not going to get into details of wealth chart now, but Google wealth chart by Rob Flick. Okay. He is my sponsor, one of my sponsors, and he shows you beautifully how to create a wealth chart. What is a wealth chart? It's basically a tracking mechanism, so you know who you're talking to today, so that a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, you know who to follow up with. Because agents don't make a change like immediately. They might take a week or month, a year, even 5 years to make a move. And if you don't track them, how are you going to know that they're in the looking zone? Okay. I hang my wealth chart right in my office each and every day. I have my goals written out and I actually carry it with me. So I know what my goals are each and every day, every week, every month, okay? Step number 4, this is a step in and of itself. Learn how to professionally invite agents to learn about the platform. We have scripts everywhere. Get back to the person who invited you to this call, and they, I promise you, have scripts that you can use to practice and then to pick up the phone or to meet someone in person face to face and use those scripts to get people to sit down and watch the program or learn about the program. Okay, your job is to become a professional inviter. Learn those scripts, learn them inside out. Have a script practice session with someone in your organization, with the person who invited you to this call. Okay, get good at that. And then make sure that you invite them to see the program. My favorite one is being one-on-one at a coffee shop, belly button to belly button, eyeballs to eyeballs, looking at them, watching their body language, watching their demeanor, seeing what excites them. If leads excite them, their eyes will pop up, all right? If training excites them, they'll tell you, I love training, I don't get any from my broker. If support is what they need, you'll be able to see that when you see it one-on-one. If you have to, then you have to watch the videos with them. I prefer that you show the presentation on your own as fast as possible. But if you have to, then go back and watch and find a good video and play that video while you're sitting there with them to get their body language. You can also invite them to lunch and learns or online presentations, such as the one that we just did. And by the way, for those who are inviting people to Big Win Wednesday, I would highly encourage you that if you have a guest on the call, that you turn your video on and you encourage your guest to turn the video on. Because just because you invite them to the call tonight, the call that we did earlier, you have no idea whether they are paying attention or not. If they mute their video, they could be cooking dinner, they could be drinking, they could be on their cell phone, going through the Instagram and Facebook, and you have no idea whether they watched it or not. Here's another tip for you guys. If you're inviting people to online presentations, you want to be texting them either privately through your cell phone or using the chat button confidential privately to them. For those who are still on this call today, you guys know who you are. I was texting you privately during the presentation because I wanted to make sure you stayed engaged. You didn't have your video on, so I wasn't sure if you're paying attention or not. But by me communicating with you live during the presentation that I was not giving, I know that I was pulling you in and sucking you in to pay attention to the important information that was being delivered tonight. Step number 5, exposure. The people who expose the most win the most. Your job is then to share the program and to show the platform. And if you're new at this, the person who invited you should be helping you show the program, or the person that brought them into the company should be sharing the program, or bring them back here every Wednesday and we will share the program for you, okay? Share it to as many people as possible. Share it fast. It is not a matter of when someone you thought about sharing this program with joins ZXP and doesn't name you, okay? It's not if, it's when that you thought you had time to show it to them, but then I beat you to them and they join and name me as their sponsor instead of you. So make that list and share the program fast, okay? Ask questions that challenge them. Ask questions that motivate them. Ask questions that provide hope. What's their dreams? What their goals? What's their desires, right? Do they want an amazing holiday next season in 2023 to have an unlimited budget? Do they want to actually go on 2 weeks vacation and be able to not check their cell phones and have an assistant, an executive assistant, a VA answer everything, have a buyer's agent locally to handle buyers, have a listing partner so that if a new listing opportunity comes in, that they can still relax and have a 2 weeks vacation and spend quality time with their friends, with their kids, with their parents, and not have to stress out about it, okay? Ask them, what's next for you? You've been in the business for 10 years now. When are you gonna retire? Do you have a real retirement plan? Ask them what drives you. Now that you've achieved this massive level of success, you're making $200,000 a year, $500,000 a year, but I see you working all the time. I see you working 80, 90 hours a week. I have dinner with you at the restaurant. You're still checking your messages. Is that really the lifestyle you want to live? Ask them what drives them. And then let them know, hey, if we can show you a proven method to become a multi-millionaire real estate agent, would you take more time to dig deeper to see how you too can do this? This has to do with, after showing them the program, dive deeper, ask them about what really motivates them. What's their exit strategy? How much longer is it going to take them to really retire? If they didn't have one more closing in the next 60 days or 90 days or 120 days or 2 years, how much longer can they live at the lifestyle that they currently are living now? When are they going to stop trading time for money by selling houses? Because the moment that they stop selling houses, they run out of money. That is the real choice exit strategy, is death. All right, and we have a better program. What if we can show you this revenue share program where it'll take you half of the time, twice the speed, and you are 10 times more profitable? And that's what this eXp Realty platform has provided for many agents that I've worked with. Okay, and then based on what they've shared, you want to learn how to use different closes. You want to either build their dream or test their understandings. The biggest builders of revenue share know how to ask the best questions, and the biggest builders of revenue share also know how to listen the best. The better you are at asking questions, the better you are at listening to what comes back, and then building the program around their wants, needs, and desires, the bigger your revenue share will be. Okay. You also need to take charge, right? Ask them, hey, we've invested, we made an appointment, we have 30 minutes. We said we're going to do this for an hour. Do you still have a full hour? Okay, during the hour, I'm going to share with you what I'm going to do. This is what we're going to cover today. Mostly, I want to learn about you, right? Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your business. Tell me about your goals. This is how you become a real good, a good recruiter, let's call it, right? Ask them what they want to do. Okay, after you show the program, you ask them, hey, now that you've seen the program, what questions do you have? And what do you want to do next? Let them tell you. Hey, I need to think about it. Okay, what are you going to think about? So I can share with you more videos to think about it. Well, let me talk to my wife or my business partner. Cool. Well, what are you going to talk to them about? How about I set up a 3-way Zoom call, or I come and meet with your business partner as soon as possible? Because if you're asking them questions and they're asking you questions, you're too new at this. Let me help you answer the questions and their questions, because I don't expect you to know it all, right? Okay, and step number 6, last but not least, after you show the program, if they haven't joined yet, then step number 6 is FU. The fortune is in the FU, right? What is the FU? The follow-up, the follow-up, the follow-up. I'm still following up with agents I've shown this business with 5 years ago, and they're joining. Right? Timing wasn't right for them. eXp didn't have a brand, didn't have a name, but now eXp is the place to be. And if I didn't call them and I forgot to call them, someone else will, and they won't be naming me as their sponsor. Learn how to use a 3-way calls. Whoever invited you to this call know more than you. Allow them to help you answer the questions that your that the people you invite to might have. Okay. Text positive updates about what's happening with eXp. Okay, find out what's happening. If you follow the leadership, if you follow the newsletters that eXp gives out, there's always something great happening here at eXp. If you join us on the Friday leadership call in eXp World, there's always some breaking news that happens. Call them up, share with them that the company today is different than the company. Is different from the company that you saw 3 weeks ago or 3 months ago. Tell them about something new. Invite them to local events, to lunch and learns, to these online events, the national conferences. Get them on a 3-way call with other agents who may have similar stories. Third-party testimonials are everything, okay? And then you just got to keep following up, following up, following up. That's it, guys. I am done with my quick 25-minute presentation. You guys can decide today on how you want to design the rest of your life the way you want it. Okay, with revenue share, there is nothing stopping you from living the life you want to live by following the 2-2-2 system. 2 buyers, 2 sellers, 2 agents each and every month, and you will live the life you want to live. Questions, comments? I know I went fast, but I wanted to make sure I leave plenty of time for Q&A for you guys. Derek, I love that smile, my man.
Always. Quick question.
Yep.
Of course, you're coming to the end of the year, and where I live, a lot of MLS dues are due at the end of the year. And what I'm hearing is a lot of agents are hanging up their license. They're not even paying the dues because, for one, they're not selling houses. They don't have anything on a contract, and they're making Christmas decisions. You know, should I pay for Christmas or should I pay for this $500-600 MLS dues?
Sure.
And I'm getting a lot of. Is there a system in place where I can? I know we have the revenues, but what direction should I point them into in case they want to just go inactive, where they can still keep their license and introduce them to the revenue share, the referral network?
Okay.
Do we have something?
Yeah,
in place
we just launched the referral network. The referral network that doesn't require you to be a realtor, and it doesn't require you to have an MLS. Okay, but there's still that $50 per month monthly fee instead of the $85 per month monthly fee. So yeah, if they really decided to walk away from the business, then yeah, tell them to basically switch over to the referral company. But I think the more important question is, Derek, go back and ask them, well, tell me, why did you get your real estate license? What is it that you really want to achieve with that license? Maybe you haven't had the proper training, the proper support, the proper lead generation system like KV Core to, in 3 short weeks, generate more leads than you can handle. Are you really serious about this business? Rodrigo?
Yeah, the motivation, probably, you know, he doesn't even have motivation to sell real estate at all.
That's right. If they don't have any motivation to sell real estate at all, yeah, park their license, the referral company, right? But it gets back to my training earlier. What makes you tick? Like, why do you know, tell me. Why haven't you succeeded in real estate? Can you just be honest with me? Tell me. Are you not disciplined? Did you not have the training? Did you have the support? Blah, blah, blah. What is it? And if I can show you all of that, will you put in the time? Even if I showed you all of that and you don't put in the time, then what's the point of it all?
That's right.
Ziggy, I don't know what's that behind you, but that sort of looks like, I don't see a wealth chart there, but there's the wealth chart.
There you go.
There you go. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good job. I love it. All right. What else, guys? What are the questions? I know I went really fast. I've taken 5 years to master agent attraction, right? Usually these trainings are an hour long. I crunch it in 30 minutes to give you the best. And everything I put on that PowerPoint is what I do. There's nothing that I don't do. Ziggy.
Yeah, no, Tom, this was awesome. Different perspective. I don't usually attend your presentations, but this was a nice, clean, short, compressed version, very clear and concise. And yeah, this is my production here of closings for the year. And that wealth chart, man, keep it front and center.
Congratulations. Look at that production board. I love it. Yeah, and we don't encourage you to stop selling houses, right? Everyone has to sell houses, otherwise we wouldn't have a profitable company, and there would be no revenue share to share.
Actually, by referring, your client through Utility Connect, you're already going to earn money. So pretty much, I mean, the earnings that you might have from there, I mean, you could potentially use it to pay your MLS.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, that's a very small thing. I mean, I'm just giving you the small thing actually with the company, but we have tons of things that we could do. I mean, we have cash buyers program, things like that. So
hey, Derek, this past year maybe this past year, I know for certain I had at least 2, maybe 3 agents who sort of had the same comment that you had. And I really interviewed them, and I had a heart-to-heart conversation with them. What is really getting in your way of real estate success? Okay. And for 2 of them, it was because they're so financially strapped, they can't think right. They haven't had the right training. Okay. And so I says, okay, well, if I paid for your MLS dues, would you show up each and every day and put in 8 hours of honest work? And I'm going to split it with you. I'm going to make my money back. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make 10x that, and I'll bet on you. And I've done that several times, and I've bet on people, and I've held them accountable, and I've made them cry because they said they wanted success, not me. And it was my check paying the MLS dues, paying the $85 a month, but I got all my money back, and we got them to where they wanted to go. Right? Sometimes they just need that accountability partner, the coach, the mentor, someone to be tough, because there's no one else in their household is going to be tough on them.
Oh yeah, then what I told them is this, they just got in, they new agents, been around for only a couple of years. So they came into business on a gravy train, where the old saying was here is, you walk into a Starbucks, you see 10 people in there, 8 of them was looking to buy a house. And I'll tell them, look, those days are over. Now you got to work. You got to work your spirit. You got to work your database. You got to get on the phone. You got to call people. You got to talk to people. Conversations turn into contracts.
That's it. If you don't have 2 hours a day of conversation prospecting, you're not in this business. If you're looking to sell houses, if you don't prospect for 2 hours a day, solidly, honestly, you're not in the business. All right, guys, what else?
Sean, do you have any questions, Sean? Or is something that you want to clarify?
No, I think anything else that I need to talk about, I just need to talk with you. I liked everything that I heard today, and even with what Derek was saying about coming into the business now. Like, I just got licensed in August, so I haven't had my license long. And I'm just hearing a lot of people saying, oh, it's a bad market and it's slow and all this stuff, which I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what it's like to walk in Starbucks and leave with the contract. I don't know what that's like yet. But I do know that I'm willing to just outwork the people who don't want to work. And so that's just kind of where I'm at.
Here's my perspective on that. I love that. I love what you said there, right? During the last recession, for those who've been around since 2007, when the market literally crashed, right? I said to my partners in 2007, my agency, I ran my own brokerage, there were about 15 of us. And during that last recession, I said to my partners, listen, I refuse to participate in this recession. You guys can participate. I'm not participating. And during that last recession, we went from 15 agents to 120 agents. We grew from 1 office to 4 offices. I refuse to participate. Let all the weak people fall out. Guess what? There's still new babies being born. There's still people getting married, people who die, people who get divorced, people who move jobs. I promise you, according to National Association of Realtors, there'll still be about 5 million homes being exchanged this year. Good. If there's currently 1.6 million agents, okay, and 300,000 drop out according to NAR. Now there's 1.3 million agents. There's 1 million houses to sell. Good. Let the other 300 go away. I'm capturing more of that share. And the agents I recruit to EXP will be bigger, better, stronger. And in my presentation earlier, I said, go after the high achievers. You get to profitability a whole much faster. Does that make sense? I want interest rates to go to 8% next year, 9% the following year, 10% in 2025. I'm predicting that's going to happen. It's going to knock a lot of agents out of the water. And that's when we're all going to make hay. You guys will make hay. You guys will capture more market share than ever during any recession. Okay. The biggest entrepreneurs in the world made their money during the downturns. during the downturns. All right, guys, what else do we got?
That's it. I'm out. And Sean, before I go, Sean, I've been an agent. This is going on my 5th year, and only been with EXP for a year. I have not yet ran into anyone that said, "Hey, I wish I would have joined EXP earlier." And I'm on that boat. Everybody I met said EXP changed my life. I heard about it a year ago, 2 years ago, even 5 years ago. And everybody I know, they always said, "I wish I would have joined earlier."
There you go. And you're absolutely right, Derek. Jack McFarland, one last testimonial from you or Pat Manning, and then we're done.
Tom, this is awesome, man. Thank you. I always learn so much with the leaders that we have with EXP and everyone. If I could just share one thing, the detail about collaboration. I think Barbara and Lisa touched on it with the way EXP was designed. I've never been with a company, corporate or as a real estate company, that really, that vision of what collaboration means to help all of us together, almost like a sports team, to raise us up to another, elevation, to execute and just be the best we can be. Like from a mindset, all the training that we get from the lead generation services, in this case, putting your time in to use KV Core, and all the partners we have. Tom, as my mentor, he's taught me so much. Guys, this is such an opportunity in life and for your family. I would love to share with my family what we've been through the last few years, God, even Scott joking about the dog, Tom. We have a new puppy coming on Saturday, and I can't wait to share everyone, that little guy, or little girl, I should say. But everyone, EXP can change your lives, change your family's lives, and it's amazing. And I'm a safety guy. My past career, that's what I did. But not the last 4 years, I've been with EXP, and so many opportunities are in front of you and in front of my family. So if you want to take a serious look at this, like Tom says, please, talk to your whoever invited you and your sponsor. You'll see some amazing things going on with this company.
Thank you, Jack McFarland. Love you, man. Pat Manning, close it out.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what's the greatest thing on the other side of joining EXP. I have a growing family of like-minded entrepreneurs who really wanted to believe what you just heard from Tom, what you heard from other people like Jack or Derek, and to have them join EXP. And then on the other side, writing all of our, all the partners that are on my team and say, I can't believe how fast they got back to me. I can't believe how many hours of training. Did you see that thing on YouTube? I can't believe this company. It makes your heart feel good that not only did you show them what they're worth, but when they decided to join, what you told them was the 100% God's honest truth. And now they realize they found what they needed in order to create legacy wealth. That is the best part of EXP because they keep their promises. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good evening. It was a pleasure seeing you, all your pretty smiles on here. We're back at it for Big Win Wednesday next Wednesday. I know it's the holiday season. Let everyone party and have the eggnog. I'm going to have my fair share, but I'm inviting people to these calls because this is the time for us to capture massive market share. We're not missing one Wednesday this entire December. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.